take a moment to be aware of your surroundings. And then you might like to lower your gaze or close your eyes to go inside and to become aware of dropping into this present moment, here and now, here in the sacred grove. And you may be someone who sees things clearly in the imagination, so you might start to sense the trees around you, a little autumnal fire burning in the center of the circle, group of us seated around this circle, feeling safe and comfortable on the ground. Or you may be somebody who feels and kind of knows, but doesn't necessarily conjure up images in their mind. However you sense these things, that's absolutely fine. But just know, if it feels okay for you, you're open to a sense of being seated in the sacred grove, here and now. Taking in a big, slow, deep breath. Holding for a moment. And then breathing out fully and deeply. And let's do something we do in Druid ceremonies sometimes, which is being aware of ourselves as a group, all together as a group. We take in a deep breath for the earth beneath us, with the earth beneath us. And then we breathe out fully and deeply together. And then we take in another deep breath with the sky above us. Hold for a moment, and then breathe out fully and deeply. And then we take a third breath together for the seas around us. Holding for a moment, and then breathing out fully and deeply. Becoming aware now of the earth beneath us and feeling all the life in the earth. And feeling the energy of the earth, that healing, sustaining energy, supporting and nourishing us. Nourishing our energy bodies, our energy fields, and our physical bodies. And now become aware of the trees around us, rooted deep in the earth. And as you breathe in the energy of the trees and the scent of the trees. It's wonderful to feel the protection, the strength, the energy, the support given to us by our fellow brothers and sisters, the trees. We become aware of their branches high up in the sky, the leaves, the boughs, and above them the sky. And breathe in the energy of the sky now. And sense the vitality and the energy of the sky flowing into your being. Meeting the energy of the earth within the very center of yourself. And now allowing your breath just to return to normal and just being aware of being seated in the grove, in the clearing. Just enjoy the sensation of being seated with others in the clearing, in the forest. The smell of the earth, of the autumn fire, of the trees. And I'll read to you a little piece about the autumn equinox for contemplation. Autumn equinox. Everything takes so long, and then it's over in a moment. You started cutting down, sorting out, sifting through your life to throw away the debris, to harvest the gold, to keep those memories to cherish, to forget those pains that are long gone. And you started this at Lammas, at Lunacy, just as the corn began to be cut. And now, 6 weeks later, it's the last harvest, the autumn equinox. Time to complete the task. With Lunacy, the combine harvesters began moving across the land, even as summer seemed at its peak. That first harvest began with the fields, and now the maturing power of the sun has done its work in the trees and bushes, and the fruit is picked. Hawthorn berries, apples and blackberries cry out to be harvested, and the equinox is telling us it is time for us to finish our preparations for the colder days, the longer nights. Placed in the west in the Druid calendar, this festival is associated with the setting sun, with the maturing power of old age, with retirement from workaday life to a more reflective way of being. What causes that particular feeling, that delicate, nostalgic beauty that autumn brings? Is it the angle of the sun, its mellower light, the colour of autumn leaves just starting to turn the trees red and gold? Is it a change in the quality of the air, the smell of ripe fruit, the autumn breezes that carry pollens that can, for some, cause a recurrence of hay fever? Or is it at this moment in the dance between the two lovers, sun and earth, that the two start to part, inflaming once again that exquisite yearning in our hearts? With these subtle changes come a chance for deepening. If the spring equinox could be depicted by a figure standing, facing east, arms uplifted to the sunrise, then at this time of the autumn equinox, we see a figure seated in contemplation, gazing westwards out to sea as the sun sets over the water. This is a time for recollection, for greeting oneself again, the self that was lost in the excitement of spring and the heat of summer, sowing seeds, realizing dreams. Now, from this external focus, the equinox encourages us towards introspection. It faces the direction of dreams, the direction of such interest to psychoanalysts and therapists. As the sun of the rational mind meets the ocean of the unconscious, there is a chance to dive deep, to find dolphins and whales, or perhaps sea monsters and strange worlds that can be both frightening and enchanting. From the safety of the shore, the analyst's couch, the warmth of our own hearth, we can begin voyages into the deep. Fishing expeditions to uncover old memories, new treasures. This is why the autumn equinox is a good time for using oracles, for practicing divination, looking beneath the surface to see what needs addressing, healing, or changing, to see where our boat is headed and whether we want to change course. In the Druid tradition, this festival is known as Autumn Equinox, the light of water, and this name honors the powerful role that the sea holds in our evolutionary story. This is where we came from and where we often long to go. It is deeply familiar to us. It symbolizes the great mystery, the great mother, place of solace that can also be a place of danger, where we face the possibility of death in the roiling sea. Samhain, the time of death, is the next festival, and the dark winter lies ahead. And what if winter lasts too long, or our garnering has been too meagre and our harvest store cannot feed us? At the other side of the year, we began preparing for summer at Imbolc, and over those 6 weeks or so until the spring equinox, we cleared away the debris of winter and ploughed and sowed. And now the autumn equinox marks the culmination of another season of preparation, but this time one of harvesting. What a beautiful balance in these two periods of preparation at opposite sides of the wheel. And now here we are, tuning in to all that the word balance means to us. Harmony, equilibrium, stability, integration, but not stasis. Because after this moment, we will tip into the dark half of the year as the nights grow shorter from tomorrow. But for now, let's harvest these 6 weeks of gratitude, of nights when the Seven Sisters, the Pleiades, will rise at dusk to whisper to us as we sleep. And now, thinking of gratitude, let's imagine that we place our hands on the earth and we give thanks to the earth. Dear earth, we send you our love. We thank you for the harvest of our lives, for the harvest of our year. And then imagine that your hands just drift out to either side of you and you hold the hand to your left and to your right. So now we are all together in the circle. Connected together in a circle. Deep peace of the earth, deep peace of the running wave, deep peace of the moon and stars, to all of us, to all humanity. A blessing on our lives, a blessing on all life, and a blessing on the land. One last feeling of the solidarity and companionship and connection that comes from this feeling of holding a hand to either side and knowing that you're holding the whole circle in your embrace, as it were, and then a little squeeze to the hands, and then you release them. And you bring your hands to your heart. And you do that with your physical hands as well, so you can feel now the warmth of your hands on your heart, which brings the focus of your attention to your physical body, which makes it easier for you to gradually allow your awareness of the sacred grove and of the gathering in the circle to gently fade as you become more and more aware of being seated where you are in front of your screen, fully present, here and now. And when you feel ready, you open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of This Magical Life. Stay connected and join us again soon for more magical insights.